Alright, good time zone, folks. Welcome to stream. Happy belated anniversary, affiliate anniversary to me, I should say. I was hoping to be able to do the stream on Monday, but I just wasn't prepared. Just things just kept happening, and yeah, I ended up having to delay the stream. uh, so, yeah, before we go into what I wanted to do for the stream, I feel like it's only right that I give a bit of an update on things because yeah, I don't talk about life all that much. I try to avoid it whenever I can. Just sometimes days are more difficult than others, and I need to sort of vent. But yeah, just go over some stuff that's probably going on in my mind right now. Plans for future stuff. Again, I've not been able to do much of anything because I've been still been trying to finish off both Legend ZA and Digimon Storytime Stranger. So I think in future, if I ever do like a playthrough rotation again, I'm probably not going to have two very heavy story-driven games be on the rotation at the same time. I'd much rather like one shorter game and one longer game. I'd rather do it that way, I think. As long as I know like where the end is, and I don't know. Yeah, I feel like doing two very heavily story-based games on the go is a bit overkill. And that's kind of reflected on the YouTube VOD results as well. Mind you, I suppose it's like hard for my channel to be discovered. Most of my more popular stuff is Wrestling Empire, and Ultra Kaiju Monster Rancher really kicked off. So I feel like, yeah, I feel like people watch me more for Monster Rancher and like wrestling stuff more than they do like general monster taming, like the more popular ones like Digimon and Pokemon. Which I guess is cool, but I'm hoping that people will stick around for the other stuff as well, because I do want to do other monster taming games like Metabots. I've not played a Metabots game on stream. I've never completed a Metabots game in my life, so that would be fun to do. What others? Obviously, I want to go back to Monster Rancher 2. I spoke about this last year. I think it was this time last year I spoke about it. I want to do another run using monsters from only Linkin Park data. I think that's something I spoke about last time. I'm still trying to like figure out how to structure that. I don't know if a Nuzlocke necessarily needs a death mechanic. I know Monster Rancher has death as part of the game. I just don't know if I'd be doing it sort of easy mode. But again, I'm one of the more casual Monster Rancher players, so I don't know if like a Moose Bones style Nuzlocke is going to be something I do. Because I have tried to watch a Nuzlocke before, and it seems like they always seem to get to a point where the monster dies, and then they have to start from scratch. I don't really want to be doing that because it's not really a good watch. I wouldn't enjoy it. I feel like I'd be going insane. But that's just me. But yeah, yeah. When I do finish up both Pokemon and Digimon, I do definitely want to get the Monster Rancher playthrough up and running again. And then I think the same sort of stuff. I spoke in depth about the sort of stuff I want to do on the miscellaneous side of things. That's still there. Like I say, still just trying to get through to the games that I'm currently playing through before I add anything else to the rotation. Such a pain. And of course, Pokemon Champions, whenever I find a small amount of time, like probably one afternoon each week, I do want to try and get on top of that. I still need to get myself back up to the rank I was in the previous season. Hopefully I can do that okay. But we shall see. So, one of the big reasons I kind of delayed Monday stream was I was having some tech issues, and I still have no idea what is going on. But over the weekend, I tried to boot up my PC, nothing would turn on. Just suddenly just refused to switch on. So I unplugged everything. I took the front panel off just to have a look at everything. I had a look at the power supply. because obviously if the PC's not booting, usually the power supply is the first thing to go to. So I did all that. I looked at everything. I dusted everything with one of those like air blowing like gun things. Just gave that a blast. I probably need to do some more like deeper cleans. But yeah, I put the front panel, the side panel back on. I plugged the power in, booted up the PC, ran perfectly fine, as though nothing had happened. And I start plugging everything in, and I notice the LED lights start flickering. Ooh, like, hang on. Okay, no, so the LED lights are on now. It's just that I left my PC idle for a bit. So, this kept happening. Like, I have all my stuff plugged in. I boot up the PC, refuses to load up, refuses to boot up. I unplug a couple of things from the USB ports, boots up just fine. At the moment, it seems like it's either the... Well, no. It's the port that the mouse is plugged into. So I don't know if it's the mouse itself or that USB port in particular that's causing issues. I will have to like swap them around with the keyboard just to see if it is just the mouse or if it's that port in particular that's causing issues. But yeah, I've not been having a lot of luck with technology lately. My old MetaQuest 3 headset broke down on me recently mid-workout. I was doing a VR workout and yeah, all of a sudden just the cameras refused to work. I just was stuck in a black void. Sent that off for repairs. Apparently that couldn't be repaired, so they sent it back. Good news is I didn't have to pay anything for the repair since they didn't do anything with it. But yeah, it just does make me think, like, you know, I just have a lot of bad luck with technology. And it sucked as well because I rely on VR a lot for my workouts. It makes me feel a lot less self-conscious, and I also just rely on VR in general to like escape the demons in my head pretty much. I like to have VR to enter a safe space. And without the headset, it just feels like I'm just sat in my room, which is a place... Even though it's my bedroom, this house in general does not feel like a safe space for me. And that's something else I'm going to be talking about as well, probably. But yeah, so I needed the headset, so they couldn't repair my headset. I didn't really want to pay for a whole new one in one go, or like a refurbished one. What I ended up doing instead was just buying a MetaQuest 3S on Amazon in like monthly installments. Luckily, I just finished paying off my my Switch 2 and an SSD drive, which I put in my PC recently. So yeah, that was some great timing. I'm hoping now, knock on wood, that my PC is fine. It's just something to do with the USB devices or the USB ports. Like I say, it's running really smoothly right now. There's no issues with it at all, as far as I can tell. The only issue is it doesn't boot up. It could be a BIOS thing. I might have to look into the BIOS stuff. I don't know how like the PC would confuse a USB mouse as like a boot up device. No clue. But as far as I can tell, it's fine as it is right now. I was worried for a moment that maybe the power supply had packed up, but again, it seems to run really smoothly. I don't know what the issue could be. So yeah, another big topic that I talk about a lot when I'm not in the right headspace while streaming is the idea that I'm not in a safe space. It's hard to feel safe in a place where the people who are supposed to understand you really don't. And as a neurodivergent, that is really, really frustrating to have to deal with. Because it just feels like I'm on my own. Like, I'm surrounded by people, but I'm all on my own at the end of the day because just no one gets it. No one understands what I'm going through, and it's just it feels like over time I've morphed into kind of the black sheep of the household, and I hate it. I don't like what it's doing. I don't like what it's doing with my relationship with my family. It's getting to a stage now where I'm at breaking point. I need to find somewhere else to live, and it's not just the issues at home. It's like it's everything. It's not being able to get out of the house because there's no public transport, and the only options are taxis, which from a village in the middle of nowhere to pretty much anywhere else, unless it's another village nearby, would be extremely expensive, and I just cannot afford to pay that every single day I want to go out somewhere or need to go out for work. So it just kind of feels like for the past decade I've been stuck in square one. And I've been complacent about it for so long, but now beginning to realise that square has now grown walls above each side, and those walls are gradually beginning to close in on me. And it's suffocating. So for the past few months I've been speaking with a social worker to help me apply for independent living. And that seems to be going okay. I did have a bit of a panic about some of the documents I needed to submit because I wasn't entirely sure. Again, when you go through life conditioned to not accept help from people, when you're expected to do things completely on your own without any assistance, even though you're at breaking point, it gets to a stage where you just think, I need the help, I need as much support as I can get. I've been lied to pretty much my entire life. I can't I can't do this on my own, is the conclusion I've come to. And yeah, so the whole trying to apply for housing, that has been a major draining source of my of my mental well-being. Like all of it that encompasses everything has just been draining.
A mind is a terrible organ to shovel.
A mind is a terrible organ. Indeed, Bob. Absolutely, 100%. The mind is a terrible organ to shovel. Oh man, this is why I have this set up, so it keeps me from spiraling. But yeah, it has been a nightmare lately to just feel like I'm safe and I can be productive. I've really got to try and put up boundaries. Again, I don't like it. I don't like how it's affecting my relationship with family members, but it has to be done, otherwise I just go mad. And unfortunately, they don't see an issue. They don't see how I'm struggling. They just think I'm being dramatic, and I fucking hate it. It's the curse of being a neurodivergent around people who consider themselves quote-unquote normal. Yeah, probably the most abnormal people I've ever met in my life. And it sucks that I can't... I've gotten myself into this headspace that I have to rely on myself, or rely on people from the outside, in order to get myself forward anywhere. But yeah. I'm sorry, that was a bit of a ramble. Again, you may have noticed that, despite me saying I want to change up all the assets around these streams, I want to do some fresher, newer stuff, that has also been impacted by just my current living situation. Just the fact that I just don't feel like I can be productive without my head needing to be on a swivel. I just feel like I'm stuck in survival mode, and it's hard to really concentrate on anything productive, anything creative. It's just it just doesn't come naturally anymore. And that's again another big reason as to why I need to leave, because I miss being able to create. I miss being productive. I miss just being able to do what I want to do without my brain just suddenly going into survival mode, turning quickly to my to my bedroom door in a panic whenever I hear a knock. Like, are you busy? Like, yes, I want my own life to live. I don't want to be bogged down. Is basically where I'm going with this. And again, it just feels like there are some people who don't really get that, and it's frustrating, and it makes me feel like I'm alone. And it's only when I get out of the house or when I put on my VR headset that I feel like I'm not alone anymore, and that's it's rather concerning in some ways. So yeah, sorry, I just wanted to get that little rant out. This is something I've been struggling with for a while now, and yeah, I've probably talked about this before on stream as well, knowing me. But yeah, I just want you to know whereabouts I'm coming from, and I'm not being lazy. I'm just it's just my head is not cooperating with me, and I wish it would. I sometimes feel like part of the reason why I am struggling to grow on both Twitch, YouTube, pretty much social media in general, is really just because all these factors are just draining the energy out of my brain, and I'm just not finding any escape from it. I've got to be hopeful. I've got to be optimistic. I've just got to hope that, you know, all of this goes well, and eventually I can start a new chapter and start feeling more like me without needing to worry about like stuff going wrong. There are going to be some obstacles. I'm sure of that. I've thought about those constantly, but at the same time, I cannot stay where I am anymore. Things need to change. As much as I fear change, this is something that needs to happen. I need to do this for myself and for others around me. I need to move forward, and hopefully this stuff with like independent living, with support workers and everything like that, hopefully that will get me in the right direction to start me basically living my own life again. So it does just feel like I've been sidelining myself to just being the supporting role in other people's lives and not really focusing too much on my own, and I'm starting to pay the price for it. I'm starting to see the consequences of not looking out for myself when I should be. That's not to say that I'm going to be completely selfish. Obviously, I still care about the people around me. It's just I need to start including myself in that as well as others. And like I say, when you go through life thinking that you're a failure and you just got to beat yourself up every single time you screw up, it just makes you think like you don't deserve joy, you don't deserve to live a life, you just deserve to suffer, really. I hate that my mind does that to me. But I'm getting there. One of the big things that's really helping is the home workouts. Honestly, I had no idea you could work out from home just using a VR chat world. Like, the Mighty Gym has been an absolute blessing And the people who run the courses and that are just phenomenal, and they've been helping me out so much. I have lost, God, two stone in the course of ever since my gallbladder situation. I realised that I needed to change some stuff up about my daily routine, my intake of food, because for the past 2 years I've been having terrible abdominal discomforts that got to the point where I was becoming a full-on pain, to the point where I was just vomiting profusely for a day. Yeah, all of that was caused because I just did not know what my body couldn't tolerate. I didn't know. I just completely did not regard at all what I was doing to my body until that day in August, where I was just non-stop just chucking up all the food that I'd eaten the night before. And I think I was actually at a friend's house watching a wrestling event. I told him that I'd eaten a full pizza the afternoon before I went. And when I went there, I took a meal replacement shake, which I was drinking, and I told them, yeah, this is all I'm going to have today. And then they make the classic mistake. They said the one phrase that back then would have twisted my arm something rotten. They said, "Are you sure you don't want anything?" And of course, I ended up buying a portion of chicken nuggets and a portion of cheesy chips. And I ate them during that night, where I'd also eaten a full pizza the afternoon beforehand, and I was also drinking a meal replacement shake. I felt awful after I got home. I felt really rough. I normally just sit and chat with some people online for a few hours, but I was like, no, I cannot stay up. I'm feeling really rough. And then when I get up the next day, just abdominal Armageddon. Is how I'll describe that. And that was the point that made me think, right, yeah, I need to change some stuff. It's going to be hard. I don't know the first place. I know I talk about my family a lot, and it's not in the most flattering light, but my mother, gave me some good options. I've been living practically on granola and Greek yogurt for most of my afternoons. And it's just been a go-to. I don't know if you'd class it as a meal, but it's pretty much all I can eat on some afternoons. I just can't stomach anything else. And another thing I've noticed about my body as well is it doesn't handle red meat very well. Like, if I have something that's like beef, pork, I do include pork in that as well, because I feel like red meat in general is like mammal meat, and mammal meat is usually very fatty. So yeah, anything with beef, pork, lamb. Anytime I eat anything like that, I notice my body is struggling, and I'm just having major discomforts. So I was like, yeah, no, I need to cut this out. And even though, like I said previously, my mother, she was okay with the granola stuff, she was kind of hesitant to get me off of red meat just because that's, well, to her, that's quote-unquote normal. It's like, what else would she make? But I told her it was making me uncomfortable. I can't be eating this stuff anymore. I can't even have, like, gravy with, like, beef stock in it, because it's just, again, just making my gut feel awful. And I think that was difficult for her because, again, it's kind of tradition to have, like, red meat every now and then for roast. So I feel that's another reason I kind of feel like the black sheep of the household, is just because I'm not, compared to them, I'm very abnormal, I suppose. I say they're abnormal, but they probably think the exact same about me. They all do. I'm probably going to get into some major trouble for saying some of this if it gets out that one of my family members is watching this. Like, oh my god, do you hear what you're saying about us? Like, yeah, my mind has said a lot worse things than what's coming out of my mouth currently. I'll put it that way. It's just sometimes I get into a position where it just feels like I'm not seen, and it's heartbreaking. Again, don't want to harp on this too much. This is not Rob's therapy session. This is kind of a catch up. But again, I'm just trying to stop myself from spiraling. I'm sorry. So let's see. I've gone over stuff I plan to do on stream. What my plans are, like, you know, life in general, that sort of stuff. I've gone into that in great length. But yeah, the workout stuff has been going great, and I'm in the best shape that I've been in for quite some time. And I don't know if anyone on that side of things will be watching this, but you know who you are, and thank you ever so much for having me on board, and yeah, for helping me out with everything. It's been an amazing year in regards to my physical health. Like I say, yeah, the best I've been in quite some time. Like ever since my uni days, I'd say I'm in the best shape that I've been in. So, was there anything else? I think that was pretty much everything I wanted to go over. Yeah, so, like I say, I do want to try and get back into a regular routine of things. Obviously, there's some smaller streams I haven't done in a while. The art group I normally volunteer for on Tuesdays is on break until September. We had our last session of the constable course just yesterday. It was rather emotional as well because I think I may have said this at the end of the last stream, but the one running the course, she is moving on to other things, and she's been there like since I started. That was 15 years ago when I started volunteering for them. She'd been there for a year longer than that. So, yeah, that was rather hard. I did manage to do a few art pieces. I was commissioned to do a piece by one of the carers. So I managed to get that done during the day and just made a thank you card for the course leader. Or like the project leader in general, I should say. But yeah, that was a good day. Alright. So yeah, Tuesdays should be a little more free now. So I'm hoping I can take advantage of that and do some streams on Tuesdays again. Again, not sure if these will be full-on playthroughs, because I do want to do some shorter streams as well. Like some shorter games. Maybe we'll get back to Pokemon at some point as well, but yeah, I definitely want to use those for like Pokemon Champions and stuff, because I really do enjoy just building teams for that. Like I say, still need to get myself up to where I was originally in the rankings before I do any more. But hopefully that won't take too long. And I think that's about everything else. Everything I wanted to get off my chest, everything I wanted to kind of discuss. Yeah. Okay, so let's get started with our main festivities for today then. So first up, we'll be doing our annual Battlegrid Battle City event, which is where I take like random characters from a lot of pop culture stuff that I enjoy. Maybe a few originals, perhaps, and stick them in Wrestling Empire and see what happens. And then afterwards, we'll do a great big battle royale like we did last year. Again, I do like to do battle royales as a milestone thing, so when we hit 125 followers, I will be tempted to do another Battle Royale later on down the line. So, right. Let me now get started with the Battle Grid show.